Hi, friends. Welcome to Social Studies with Mission. Today, we're going to talk about Topeka and some more important people that were very important to the development of Topeka, Kansas. Let's start with our learning intentions. So, today we are learning to identify individuals and their contributions to Topeka, Kansas, so that we can understand the different ideas that help shape Topeka, Kansas. We will be successful when we can understand how each individual impacted our community. So here is our timeline that we discussed in a previous lesson. The very first thing we discussed was Papins Ferry. Next, we discussed Kansas and it becoming the 34th state. Next on our timeline is Fiesta Mexicana, but we are going to skip down to the Brown versus Board landmark decision because there are some very important people that I would like to introduce to you. The Brown Verse Board Historical Site. We saw this building when we took our tour of Topeka. Today we are going to learn why this building is a historical site and why it is so important to our community. Some people that you are going to hear about are Linda Brown, Oliver Brown, and Thurgood Marshall. Let's hear about how all these people were important to our community.
Brown versus Board of Education is one of the country's most important cases. It overturned an earlier Supreme Court decision, and it helped launch the Civil Rights Movement. At the center of the case was a little girl. In the early 1950s, Linda Brown was 8 years old. Every day, she had to travel for more than an hour to go to a local public school for black children. At the time, public school systems could legally separate black and white students. The reason related to a Supreme Court decision from 1896. It said that separating people by race was legal as long as the buildings and equipment were equal. But the father of young Linda Brown did not think racial segregation was right or fair. He wanted his children to go to the school close to their house, even if the school was for white children. When he tried to register Linda there, school officials said no. So Brown and other activists took action in court against the law. They said schools separated by race could never be equal. All 9 Supreme Court justices agreed. Brown versus Board of Education demanded equal opportunity in public education and in time led to desegregation in other public places.
In that little video clip, we kind of know why this video or why this building is important. The Brown Verse Board Historical Site. This was the all-black school that Linda Brown had to travel over an hour to get to every single day. So if you remember, this is Linda Brown. Linda Brown was the third grader who had to travel over a mile from her home to attend the all-black school. She was not allowed to enroll into the all-white school that was a few blocks from her house. This is her father, Oliver Brown. He did not think that was very fair at all, and he wanted his children to go to the school that was in their neighborhood. So Linda Brown's father sued the Board of Education for not allowing his daughter to enroll into their neighborhood school. Thurgood Marshall is the attorney that fought for the schools to be desegregated and represented the Browns in the Brown versus Board of Education court case. He did not think that it was very fair that Linda Brown had to travel so far to go to a school for all black people when she had a school in her neighborhood that was just as good and closer and safer to get to. So today we learned to identify individuals and their contributions to Topeka, Kansas, so that we could understand the different ideas that helped shape Topeka, Kansas. We will be successful when we can understand how each individual impacted our community. So for today's assignment, you are going to pretend that you are all three participants that we learned about today: Linda Brown, Oliver Brown, and Thurgood Marshall. And the first thing that you're going to do is take their picture and put it in the space right here. Okay, so I did an example and I put Judge Warren's picture right here. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to think about how it felt to be them, how it must have felt to be them in that time. So if you were Linda Brown, how would you have felt if you had to travel over an hour to get to a school just because of your skin color? Like, how would that make you feel? So think about that, and you are going to write social media posts of something that they may have said. So, in this time, Judge Warren may have wanted everyone to know I wanted all the judges to be in full agreement of our decision to vote in favor of the Browns in this very important case. Okay, so what would Linda Brown may have been thinking? What about Oliver Brown? He was a father who thought it was very unfair that his daughter had to travel so far away from their home to go to school. And Thurgood Marshall was the attorney who also fought to desegregate the schools, which later led to desegregating other public places. So, how do you think he felt, or what would you think that he would want the people to know? Maybe he thought that it wasn't fair, or maybe he was happy that he won his case. I don't know. So, that is going to be your assignment for today. When you are done, don't forget to click the check so your teacher can see all your wonderful work. All right, friends. Thanks for doing social studies with me today. I'll see you next time.